Hey, what's going on, guys? In this video we will create a burger React app, and this is the demo. So we have by default the bread, and then we can play with the ingredients. Here we have lettuce, tomato, cheese, and meat, and we can add, for example, lettuce, tomato, cheese, meat, and we see that each of these ingredients has two buttons, one to add and one to remove. So we can also remove these ingredients from here, and we can add actually as many as we want, like this. There's a scroll bar for this div, so if the burger height is higher than the div height, and then we have all this scroll bar here, and we can also remove them as I already said, like this. All right, it's an easy example. It's a cool app, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. You can, if you want to follow along with me, you can without any problems. I'm gonna write everything from scratch. There's also gonna be the source code in the description, so you can follow in case there is something you missed or something you can check with my code. So I'm gonna go back into my work folder, and here I'm gonna create a new app. So I'm gonna type in sudo npx create React app, and I will name it burger React. You don't have to type in sudo before. I'm just typing it there because I have that. I want to use my root user. I'm also using the git bash here on Windows, so this is one of the reasons I'm using sudo right now here, so I can have the whole permission to create app and do whatever I want. So I'm gonna press enter now. This should start the process of creating the app, and this is gonna take a while, guys, so I'm just gonna pause the video. Alright, so it's done. Now I'm gonna open my folder, my apps folder, which is burger React. So like this, here's my app. So here I'm gonna open my VS Code, but first of all I'm gonna close the one I just have open now. That's from the demo. Alright, so now I'm gonna type in code dot, and this is gonna open the VS Code in this folder. So I'm gonna have everything as a project. It's a project like this. I'm gonna close the welcome tab, and now it's taking a while. So it's okay. So it looks like it opened my project here. Now I'm gonna start from the public folder, and I will open the index.html. I'm gonna remove all these comments. This is optional, guys. You don't have to do that, but I will always do this just to clean up my code. Oops. Like this, I will save it, I will close it. I'm gonna open my terminal here. You can do it by clicking on terminal and new terminal, or by clicking on Ctrl Shift and this apostrophe, like backwards apostrophe. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna open a new terminal here, and I'm gonna type in npm. Actually, I'm gonna type in sudo npm start. Alright, this is gonna open up a new tab for my app, and oops, something is going on here. Okay, let's try npm start. Alright, work without npm. So this is the tab that's just open. My app is opening up from the VS Code, and I'm sorry, guys, it's taking a while just because my laptop is really slow. I'm gonna close the previous demo I showed you here. So this is what we have right now in our app. Now I'm gonna close the public, and I'm going to open the source folder, and let's open our app CSS file. I'm gonna remove everything from here. Just gonna minimize this one. So I'm gonna remove everything from here. For now, let's open the app.js and let's remove everything we have in our div class name app. And here let's rename the class name app to burger content. So we have a burger content like this. And then let's create in our app CSS file, let's create this class. So we have burger content. And here mainly it's just gonna be the main div where we have all the burger functionality. So this is gonna be a width 100%, and then we will have max width 700 pixels. Below we'll have display table and margin. It's gonna be 5% on top, auto on the sides, and 0 on the bottom. So that's gonna center it to the center of the page. Now let's save it. In our app.js, let's just type in something like hi. Let's save it. Let's go back and check it. So we have this hi here. Okay. Now the next thing I want to do here is to create a new folder in the source folder. So I'm going to create a new folder and I'll name it components. And here we will have a component. I'm going to create a new file which is going to be, let's say, this file is going to be burger.js. So we have to create two files. One is going to be burger.js and the other one is going to be burger.css. So let's say burger.js, and the new one is gonna be burger. Let's do burger style.css like this. Okay, we have, so let's go to our burger.js. This is where the whole functionality is gonna be, and there's something logo is defined but never used, so it's probably I didn't remove it from our app.js. Let's open our app.js and let's just remove this line from here and save it. Okay, in our burger.js, this is where we will have all the functionality. So first of all, let's import React and component from React like this, and then we want to import the style file. So we have import burger style.css. Okay, now here we want to type in, I usually do it in this way. I just type in export default class burger, or you can just type in class burger and then export it at the bottom. But I usually do it in this way because it's quicker for me. And this class is gonna extends the component we just imported it. And here we will have the state, of course. It's gonna be a local state, and here we have the ingredients. So we have lettuce, which is gonna be 0. This is like how many ingredients we have. This is the initial number of ingredients we have on our burger. So because we don't have anything by default, whenever we open the app, we just put 0 for now. And then we will have tomato. This is also 0. We have cheese 0, and we also have meat 0. Now below here we're gonna have a render function. That's a React render function, and then of course we should return something here. So we'll have return. I'm gonna have parentheses, and here I'm gonna have an empty wrapper like this. Alright, and let's put here hi burger for now, just to make sure everything works fine. Okay, we exported from here. Now we have to import this burger component in our app.js file. So here we have import burger from components/burger like this. Oh, actually we didn't. So and then here we have to call it. So we have burger like this. Alright, let's see what we have. So yeah, we see a hi burger, which means the import and the burger works fine. Burger component works fine here. The next step we want to do is we want to add some styling here. We want to actually I'm gonna leave a link in the description to the source code, so you can find it here. It's gonna be github.com/ru-victor/burger react. So you will open this source. You'll open this repository. Just go to source, and there's gonna be a folder which is assets. And in this assets folder, we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 images. And you may wanna download them from here because I'm gonna use them in this app. These are the ingredients, the top side and the bottom side of the burger. So I'm gonna open the first one, click download. This is gonna go to my download folders. Actually, I'm gonna save it like this. Alright, next one is gonna be the cheese, lettuce, meat, tomato, and top, like this. I'm gonna click download. I'll save it. Next one. And you can actually create these ones in CSS. I didn't wanna write too much code, just keep it simple. The main focus on this tutorial was functionality in React, but you can play around with CSS and you can change it, just can build whatever you want. Okay, so as you already see here, we should create a new folder, and this folder is going to be assets. So in our source folder, we want to create a new folder which is going to be assets, and here's where we will paste our pictures, all these images. So I'll copy all of them, and I'm gonna go under my work folder, which is burger react. I'm gonna open source assets, and I'm gonna paste all these images right here. Alright, I'm gonna close it now. We can see all these images here, and okay, we've got them here. Now let's go back to our burger.js, and here we want to create let's create first of all the design, the UI for our burger. So in this empty wrapper, as I call it empty wrapper, but here we will have a div class which is going to be burger ingredients, and then below we'll have another div which is going to be ingredients block. So we have this one div class name. This is going to be burger ingredients. Okay, and then below we will have another div which is gonna be div class name. This is gonna be ingredients block, like this. All right, now here we will have, let's first of all add some styling for this one. So we'll have here burger, and here we will have ingredients. Alright, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna go to my burger style CSS, and here we want to create the burger ingredients. Alright, we'll have burger ingredients. Here we'll have the height 290 pixels. I'm gonna have width 100%, and say overflow auto, so we have that scrolling bar whenever we add a lot of ingredients in our burger. So we have overflow auto. Now here we want to add another a little bit of styling for our p tags, which is the paragraphs. So we have here text align center, like this. Okay, the next one is the ingredients block. and let's do them here. So we have ingredients block, we have background color. Background color is gonna be F4, B4, 6C. We will have here margin, which is gonna be 30 pixels on top, auto on the sides, and 0 on the bottom, and then display table, and then we will have max width of 200 pixels, and then we have width 100%, and then we have border radius. This is gonna be 3 pixels, and then we have padding 20 pixels. Oops. And the last one is text align center. Alright, here we will have another ingredients for the p tag, which is the paragraph, and then we have padding 0, we have margin 0, we have font weight bold, and then we have font size 18 pixels, and then we have text transform uppercase. Okay, let's save it. Let's go back and see what's going on there. So we have the ingredients here, and then we have the burger block right here. Alright, let's go back to our burger.js file, and the next step would be to here, let's work on this ingredients block first. So here we will have a p tag, and we will start with the first ingredient, which is going to be the lettuce. Alright, and below we'll have two buttons. As I said, one is to add lettuce and the other one is to remove lettuce. So we'll have button, and this is gonna have a class name. Of course, class name is gonna be ingredient. This is just abbreviation, guys. So ingredients btn, which means ingredients button, and ingredients button, and the button is gonna say add. This is the first button, and the second button is gonna say remove. Okay, we've got this in place. Now, whenever we will click on these buttons, we want to call a method which is gonna add or remove ingredients. So we will add an event here, which is on click, and this on click button event is gonna call a method from this class. So we'll have I'm gonna use ES6 here, so I have this, and the method is gonna be add remove ingredient, and this is gonna take two parameters. The first one is gonna be the action, which is add in our case because we want to add a new one, and then the second parameter is gonna be the ingredient, and the ingredient in our case is the lettuce. So we have lettuce here. And we want to do the same thing for the remove button. So I'm just gonna delete what I have here, and I'm gonna copy this one, and I'm gonna replace the add with remove, and the action from add to remove, like this. And okay, we have to wrap these buttons into another div, which is it's gonna be ingredient buttons. This is just ingredient button, it's just one button, but the wrapper is gonna be ingredient button. So we have div class name ingredient buttons, like this. Okay, so this is how it should look like. I'm gonna save it, and now let's go ahead and create the styles for these classes. Okay, we created the styling for burger ingredients. Now we created the ingredients block. Now we should create the ingredients buttons. So let's go back to our styling here, and let's create this class ingredient buttons. Here's gonna be a margin. Oops. 0, 0, 20 pixels, and then we will have display flex and justify content space between. So we have justify content space between, like this. And then we also have the, which one is that, class name ingredient button. Alright, the ingredient button is gonna have border 0, background color, which is gonna be C17116, and then here's gonna have color, text color, which is white, and we will have the padding here, 5 pixels, cursor pointer, and then display table, and width, it's gonna be 95 pixels, like this. Okay, I'm gonna save it. Let's go back and see what we've got here. So this is how it looks like. We have the letters and we have these buttons here. Now, of course, we don't have the methods for, we didn't create a method to add and to remove ingredients, so we're still working on the UI here. Now let's go ahead and create that method. So below our state here, we're gonna create our method, which is called remove. Oops. Which is called add remove ingredients. So we have here add remove ingredients, and I said I'm gonna use ES6, so I'm gonna have 2 parameters. It's gonna take 2 parameters. First one is gonna be the action, and the second one is gonna be the ingredient. So we have here action and the ingredient. Alright, and here I'm gonna have let. I'm gonna do this just so I don't have to type in this state every time I'm trying to use a state from the state. So here we will have lettuce, tomato, cheese, and meat. Alright, now below here we will create the functionality. So first of all, we will have a variable which is going to be let state value. Like this, it's going to be an empty variable, and then we will have a switch, and then the switch is going to take the ingredient, and we will have cases for each ingredient. So here we have switch ingredient, and here we have the first case, which is the lettuce, like this, and here we have set state, state, we have the state value, and the state value takes the lettuce state value. Right, we get this value from here and we assign it to our state value. In this way we will know how many letters we already have on the burger. Alright, and then here we have a break just to stop. Here's the break for this case. Okay, and then there should be a default case, which in our case is just a break. We don't have anything by default here. We've got the letters. Okay, now below here we want to check the action, and according to the action we either add a new lettuce where we remove the lettuce. So here we have if action equal to add, Then we assign to state value. We assign the state value plus 1. All right, so we add 1 to the current state value, which in our case may be letters because we're starting with letters here. Else we want to do the same thing, but we just put -1 like this. And then after that we update the state. We want to update the data from here. To do that we should type in this set state, and we have this parentheses and curly brackets, and here we have we take the ingredient. The ingredient is the name of the state. So in our case, if it's letters, somebody clicked on the letters add, this method gets called. We have add and letters here, 2 parameters. So here's letters, it gets the case, finds the case, it assigns the value from the state to this state value variable, which we define it here. And then after that we check the action. If the action is add, then we assign to the state value value plus 1, which in our case, if it's 0, it becomes 1. All right, and then here we get the ingredient name, which is lettuce. Just make sure the parameter from here matches with the state name, because otherwise it's not gonna work. This is the logic I had behind this stuff. So we get the ingredient, and now we use this if. There's an if statement, kind of like if state value is greater than 0, is greater or equal than 0, then we update with the state value. Otherwise we assign 0. Oops, here we need the question mark like this. Otherwise we assign 0. So if this state is, as long as this is a positive number starting from 0 up, then we assign. If not, we just assign 0, because if you click too many times on the remove button and it goes under 0, like -1, -2, -3, then this is not gonna work. Alright, we have this in place. This is actually supposed to work. So let's save it. Let's go back to see what's going on here. I'm gonna open my developer tool. So we have the console here. These are some warnings. We're gonna use this one in the future now. We have the component. So I have installed this React developer tool extension, and this one, that's what I see here, components and profile. So I have burger, and then here I can see the state. This is the state from my app, which is this one, because we're trying to update the state from here now using these buttons. Okay, so if I click on add lettuce, we can see that lettuce is changing. It's 1 now. All right, if I remove it, it becomes 0. So it means that it works. We just have to add the ingredients here on our burger. So that's what we will do now. And where our add remove ingredient is, we want to add cases like that for all our ingredients. First one is lettuce, and then we have the tomato, cheese, and meat. So we have tomato, cheese, and here it's meat. And we have to update here too as well. So we have cheese, and this is tomato. This is meat, like this. Alright, so we have 4 cases for each ingredient. Now let's go ahead and add 3 more ingredients in our 4 buttons, options to add in our UI. 1, 2, 3. This one is for, what's that? Tomato, cheese, and meat. So we have tomato, make sure they match, cheese, and meat. Meat like this. Okay, I'm gonna save it just to make sure everything works fine. So here we have all the ingredients. Now let's go ahead and let's work on the burger. So to work on the burger, to start with the burger, we should create another method, and that's gonna be the burger content. Everything we have in the burger. Because here we just update the state. Now, according to the state, we should output the ingredients. So to do that, we should create another component, which is gonna be burger content. Like this. This is not gonna take any parameters. Oops. And here, of course, we will use the state. So I'm gonna copy the stuff I have here, just to avoid typing in this state for each of these states whenever I'm trying to use them in the method. And then below here, I'm gonna have let burger. This is gonna be an empty array. And below here, let's start outputting something. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's just take a look here. We want to output this method in here. Before we do that, we should output first the top and the bottom side of the burger, which is the bread. So we will have to create two div classes for now. So we'll have div class name. Class name, it's gonna be top side. And we will have also the bottom side. So we have bottom side like this. Okay, here and then here we will call this method, but for now it's gonna be just the content. Let's leave the content here for now. Okay, I'm gonna save it, and I'm gonna go to my burger style CSS. I'm gonna create these classes because I don't have them yet. So here below I'm gonna paste top side, and we will use of course we will use now those images we just saved in our assets folder into these classes. So we have here first thing is the background image, and the background image is gonna take an URL, and the URL is gonna be our assets folder and the top.jpg image, and then we will have the background size. Background size is gonna be 300 pixels, and then we will have the height, which is gonna be 110 pixels, and then we have the width 100%. Then is display table. After display we have background repeat. Background repeat, no repeat. And the last one is background position. Background position center, like this. Okay, let's save it and let's see if we have the top. Okay, so we see we have it here. The top side of the burger is outputting here. And now we want to do the same thing for the bottom side, like this. Bottom side is gonna be almost the same thing, so we copy everything from here and paste it here. We just update the picture, the image, and the image is gonna be the bottom.jpg. Background size is gonna be 300. Just the height is changing. The height is gonna be 60 pixels, and the rest stays the same. So let's save it. Let's go back, and we see that we have the top and the bottom side of the burger ready here by default. Now let's go back to our burger.js file, and here we want to continue creating our method, which is burger content. And in our burger content we will have a for each, like it's gonna be a for loop actually. So the first one is going to be for loop for outputting the letters. So we have outputting the letters, and we have for, and this is for let I assign 0 value, and then we have as long as I is not greater than letters, and then we have I plus plus. So we get a number from the value from our letter state, which in our case, if it's 0, it may be 1, because if we clicked on this one, the state, first of all, the state is gonna update and it's gonna become 1 in any case. Alright, so if it's 1 here, as long as it's greater than 0, then we output, we want to output the letters here. So we will use it, we'll do it in this way. We have burger, so we get the burger, which is our empty array, and then we have dot push. We want to push a new line to a new element to our array, and here we will have a new class. So this is going to be div class name, and the class name, it's going to be letters side, like this, and then we close it. And this is going to take a key, because if we will have so many items here in this burger array, we need to have a key, and the key is actually gonna be the burger length, which is gonna be always supposed to be always unique, right? And this way we're not gonna get any errors or stuff like that. The key is just like it's like an ID of elements for each element in our array or something like that. So okay, let's see if it works. Oh, I was about to forget to type in here. We have a return. We have to return the burger now. Okay, let's save it. Let's go back and see what's here. If I click on, oh, it's not gonna work, guys, because I forgot to call this method here. All right, let's call it here, and this way we'll have this dot burger content, like this. Okay, so if I click on add letters, nothing happens, and we don't get any errors in the console, and that's because I missed something. Let's see, the state is updating. It's updating. Okay, so let's go back and see what's going on here. We call this burger content. Add remove ingredients. Let's see if it actually gets, actually that, yes, it gets, it comes here, it updates the state, Now the burger, this burger content, so we get it here. We have the burger empty. Okay, it's here. Now we have let I 0, letters I plus plus, burger push div key class name. Oh, okay, so that's because I didn't create the letters side class in the CSS. Of course not gonna show anything because I didn't create it. All right, to do that, let's open our burger style CSS file, and let's okay. So we have letter side, and we've got almost the same thing as this one from here. All right, we'll just have to update we got 300. Okay, we have to update this one from here to letters JPG, and it's gonna have 300. Okay, just this one is gonna change. It's gonna be 27 pixel, 100%, table, no repeat, center, Yes, let's save it. Let's go back. Okay, let's save it. Let's see. Okay, so now it shows it here. I'm gonna refresh it. If I click add letters, it's gonna add letters here. If I add a lot, this scroll bar is showing up. So let's see if remove works. So remove also is working. So we've got functionality working for the letters. Now let's do it for the rest of these ingredients. And to do that, well, we should create these 4 loops for 3 more ingredients. This one is gonna be for tomato, and we will have tomato here. This one is gonna be for cheese, and the last one is gonna be for meat. And we should also change these classes. So we'll have, now there's gonna be tomato side. So here's gonna be tomato side, and then we will have cheese side, and the last one is meat side. Okay. And now we should create them in our burger CSS. So let's take the tomato side, and let's go back here and let's create this class tomato side, and this is gonna be almost the same thing as the lettuce side. Oops. Except we will change the image from here, which is gonna be tomato JPG, and the height it's gonna be 20 pixels, and the rest stays the same. Now the next one is gonna be cheese side. The cheese side is also gonna take the same thing, except we replace the image, so we have cheese, and height is gonna be 15 pixels, and yes, it stays. Other than that, we don't change anything else. And the last one is the meat side, and the meat side is taking also the same thing, and we replace the image with the meat JPG, and the height on the meat side is 49 pixels. Let's save it. Let's save the burger.js, and as we see, we don't have any warnings here anymore. I'm gonna close this tab from here. Actually, let's leave it. Let's see. For now, let's see if it works. We add lettuce, we add tomato, we add cheese, we add meat, and we can add as many as we want to, and we can also remove them from here like this. Okay, I'm gonna open. I just want to see if I'm not getting any errors here on the console from that key stuff. So let's see if I add and remove. Yeah, we don't have any errors, which is great. Okay. Alright guys, that's it for this video. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Subscribe for this channel, and I will see you in the next tutorials.